This video was created and copyrighted by The Truth is Hurting channel. Another reuse and re-upload will be taken down by YouTube copyright policy. Enjoy the program and hope you received helpful information.
The Satan-worshipping cabal suffered crushing defeats last week on all fronts, multiple sources agree. The biggest news is that U.S. President Donald Trump announced last week that the cabal-owned United States corporation founded in 1861 has been replaced with the Republic of the United States of America that was founded in 1776. That is why the talk of U.S. government functions shutting down on March 15 as the U.S. $20 trillion debt limit was reached failed to materialize. The debt belonged to the corporation, not the Republic. The corporation has been declared bankrupt and the debt null and void, multiple sources agree. That is because United States Corporation Secretary of State enslaved to corporation top shareholder David Rockefeller Jr. Rex Tillerson failed in his effort to get funding for it in Asia last week, Asian secret society sources say. Japanese imperial family sources say Rockefeller bankman Henry Kissinger showed up with Rex Tillerson and both threatened the imperial family in a failed effort to get them to cash a bogus 4K yen, $40 trillion, World Bank bond so that they could keep the U.S. corporation going and place their flunky Ichiro Ozawa as Prime Minister of Japan. Ozawa is despised in Japanese government circles and will not be allowed near the Prime Minister's office, so the request was denied, Japanese right-wing sources say. However, the U.S. military is determined to get rid of current Prime Minister Shinzo Abe and Finance Minister Taro Aso, who blocked the deal, because they are desperate for funds to keep their international operations going. That is why they are flooding the Japanese media with stories exposing Abe's scandals. Abe represents a faction of extreme right-wingers who wanted to start a war with China and so is definitely tainted goods as well and will likely be removed. There are ongoing discussions over exactly who to replace Abe within the White Dragon Society is recommending the relatively clean and competent Hideo Higashikakubaru as an interim prime minister who would represent the consensus of the Japanese bureaucracy and other power brokers. Asian secret society sources, for their part, say there is no alternative to Abe at present and so he must be given a new script to read. The discussions are ongoing. The Rothschilds and the Rockefellers also tried to keep themselves from going bankrupt by taking over North Korea. North Korea is the location of a vast treasure of precious minerals and other underground resources located around the sacred Korean Paektu Mountain, the Asian Secret Society sources say. It can now be confirmed that the French branch of the Rothschild family staged an assassination of a fake Kim Jong-nam in Malaysia recently so as to discredit Kim Jong-un and remove him from power. They hope to replace him with a fake eldest son of Kim Jong-nam, Kim Han-sol, who they hope to present as the legitimate heir to the Korean throne. The Asian secret societies were not fooled one bit by this and were told it was the Rothschilds, not the CIA, who were behind this failed plot, White Dragon Society sources say. Rex Tillerson, for his part, publicly threatened last week to take over North Korea by military force on behalf of his Rockefeller masters. Rex can bark all he wants for Rocky, but no war will be allowed on the Korean peninsula, is what Pentagon sources had to say about that. There may be war in the Middle East though, in order to take down the Satan worshippers occupying the government of Israel, Pentagon sources say. To force Israel to make peace, U.S. top General Joseph Dunford met last week with King Abdullah II of Jordan to cement an alliance against Israel, Pentagon sources say. As a result, Israel is now surrounded by a military coalition of Syria, Lebanon, Hezbollah, Egypt, Jordan, Iraq, Iran and Turkey as the big three, China, USA and Russia, forces to make peace, the sources said. Faced with this situation, Israeli Prime Minister and Satan worshipper Benjamin Netanyahu flew to China on March 19 to seek protection from paramount leader Xi Jinping. Pentagon sources predict Bibi will also get no love from Xi, who may demand a stop to Israeli attacks on Syria, a return of the Golan Heights, a two-state solution for Palestine and ISIS defeated so China can rebuild the Middle East and promote Eurasian integration. The Saudi royal family is also in China seeking protection after failing to get asylum in either Japan or Indonesia, WDS sources say. While in Japan, an obviously fake King Salman, who looked much younger than the real king and who was not senile like the real king, was paraded in front of the TV cameras. What this means is the real king is dead and Americanized Prince Mohammed bin Nayef is now king of Saudi Arabia. That explains why Saudi Prince bin Salman flew to Washington last week to seek protection from Donald Trump. Protection was denied, Pentagon sources say. Trump also refused a bribe from Salman aimed at getting him not to enforce the 9/11 anti-Saudi terror law, the sources continue. Trump is also now onto the fact that Bill Gates and son Masayoshi were acting as surrogates for Salman with their offers of a $100 billion investment fund, they say. Trump also refused to take a bribe offered by German Chancellor Angela Merkel last week, not go after Rothschild flunkies like John McCain and Hillary Clinton, the sources continue. That was what was behind Trump's public refusal to shake Merkel's hand. The Pentagon sources are also saying pressure may be applied on France or special forces and CIA operatives inserted to rendition Obama, another Rothschild servant, from Tahiti to face drugs, wiretapping, sedition, and other charges. CIA sources for their part are saying that Anthony Weiner and other pedophile criminals are singing like canaries and providing the FBI with plenty of evidence about high-profile pedophilia and related blackmail rings at the top of the Western power structure. The Trump regime is also determined to finish off the illegal drugs industry in South America. That is why the U.S. Coast Guard not only survived budget cuts, but may even get more money, naval, intelligence and military assistance to bust the Bush's Colombian and Mexican cartels, the sources say. There is also evidence that efforts to stop drug money laundering are starting to pay off. U.S. financial industry sources say South American drug barons have been using their drug dollars to buy Iraqi dinar as a way to launder their money. However, since the Clinton/Bush faction lost the U.S. election, these dinar are never likely to become a usable currency, the sources say. Asian Secret Society and WDS sources agree though that since years of drug war failed to do anything to eradicate the annual $2 to $3 trillion illegal drug business, the long-term solution is still going to be to legalize and regulate narcotic substances so as to minimize the damage they cause and keep money out of the hands of crime gangs. There are ongoing top-secret negotiations towards this end, the sources say. Asian Secret Society sources are also saying that since the Western powers refused to hand over control of the US dollar system, they now expect it to be gradually replaced by a system involving 4 or 5 key currencies. In the meantime, the Republic of the United States of America has agreed to support a Chinese concept of a human community with a shared destiny. This Chinese idea was accepted by unanimous vote last week at the United Nations Security Council. The Chinese have also been given a green light to go ahead with massive infrastructure plans aimed at making the world more interconnected. As a part of this, the Republic of the USA is ending all support for military activities in places like Africa and the Middle East aimed at disrupting Chinese infrastructure work, Pentagon sources say. Western power centers have also begun to endorse the WDS proposal to set up a Western Future Planning Agency to organize major projects to improve world living standards as well as restore and enhance natural ecosystems. This will mean replenishing the oceans with fish, restoring rainforests, turning deserts and Arctic regions green and expanding out into the universe. Hopefully there will soon be announcements to this effect accompanied by the release of massive funds to make it possible. There are also preliminary negotiations underway to mark the new golden age with a new calendar system to replace the Western-based Gregorian calendar. This would mean a reset to the year zero under a new world calendar. The system would be based on both the movements of the sun and those of the moon. A committee of experts will work out the details.
Benjamin Fulford Geopolitical Today update is over. Thank you so much for watching our video. We will be back on 8 a.m. tomorrow. Have a nice day.